Good evening, and welcome to a virtual public meeting for the US 1 Resurfacing project from south of Eve Street to south of Harbourside Drive in the city of Delray Beach. My name is Scott Passmore, and I'm the Construction Hybrid Manager for the FDOT District 4 Palm Beach Operations Center. So a little bit about our meeting format tonight. We'll be doing a presentation from now until about 5:15, 5:20 p.m. And we will follow that with a question and answer session. Once we complete the Q&A, and we'll try to take all of your questions, we'll start an unguided PowerPoint slideshow presentation from about 5:30 till 6 p.m. At which time we will repeat the live presentation and we'll take additional questions until around 6:30 p.m. So please, when we show you how to communicate on the chat platform, go ahead and enter your questions. We have closed captioning available if your device is enabled, and the meeting will be recorded and will be accessible on our website after the presentation. So for the question and answer, there's an icon at the upper right of your screen for the chat window. Click on that, and at the bottom you'll see a box to ask a question. That will open a chat box and you'll be able to type your questions, and then we'll try to answer those as we go after the presentation. So to introduce the team tonight, again, my name is Scott Passmore, and I am the Construction Hybrid Manager for the District 4 Palm Beach Operations Center, and I'll be the Senior Project Engineer for this project. With me tonight is Syra Rothschild. Syra is our Project Manager for this project, and she works in the Operations Center. Also with me tonight is Ben Abedian. Ben is our Project Administrator, and he also works in the Operations Center. He'll be our day-to-day representative on the project, working with the contractor. Also with us tonight is Hyan Oh. She's the Design Project Manager for the District 4 headquarters. She works with Tracy Kaplan. Tracy is our engineer of record for this project, and she's with a consulting firm, VN Engineers Incorporated. Also with us tonight is Emilio Zamora. He's a project manager for our contractor, General Asphalt Company. And finally, we have Meredith Cruz with us tonight. She's our community outreach specialist with the Corradino Group, and she's a consultant working with the department, and she's our public information person for the Palm Beach Operations Center. So a little bit about the project. The purpose of the project is to resurface, restore, and rehabilitate the existing roadway pavement, also to add elements and features to upgrade the roadway and improve user safety. The project is about half a mile in length. Our contractor is General Asphalt Company of Miami, Florida. Construction starts on Monday, June 29th, 2020, just a few days from now. The contract value is approximately $1.239 million. Our contract time is 245 calendar days. That does not include weather and holiday time, which is granted as we go along in the project. And that, factoring all that in, we expect the project to be complete sometime in the spring of 2021. So with that, I'm going to introduce Syra, and she's going to take you through the scope of work and some of the features of the project. Syra?
Thank you, Scott. Good evening, everyone. My name is Syra Rothschild. My role in the project is going to be the project manager, and I'm going to introduce the scope of the work. The project has three features in roadway, drainage, and signalization. First, I'm going to explain the three features. Then I will show what they look like. Roadway is the main core with the mill and resurface the existing pavement. We're going to extend the service life of the roadway. We're going to add the new 6-foot wide shoulder pavement at northbound from Banyan Tree Lane to south of Harbourside Drive, at southbound from south of Harbourside Drive to Tropic Boulevard. That has the intention to connect the existing and newly installed bicycle lanes. And we're going to install green paving markings at bicycle vehicle conflict points. We're going to add the new 6-foot wide sidewalks and in various locations on both sides of the corridor to provide a continuously pedestrian path within the FDOT right-of-way. And we're going to upgrade the bus landing pad and northwest section of US 1 Linton Boulevard at the plaza at the Ray. Drainage, we're going to have a partial manhole reconstruction on the southbound shoulder between Linton Boulevard and Eve Street, and the adjustment of existing ditch bottom inlet for sidewalk construction on the southbound roadway south of Banyan Tree Lane. The last feature is signalization. We're going to work at 2 intersections, at US 1 and Banya Tree Lane, where we're going to upgrade the pedestrian signals and replace the vehicle detection loops. The other intersection is at the US 1 and Tropic Boulevard, where we're going to add the video vehicle detection system. The project has 2 typical sections. This picture represents the segment from Tropic Boulevard to north of Linton Boulevard. You can identify here the main characteristic, the 6-foot shoulder pavement at the west side of the corridor in turquoise, and in gray, the area of on the roadway that is going to be milled and resurfaced. This is the second typical section that goes from north of Linton Boulevard to south of Harbourside Drive. The main characteristic in this segment is the 6-foot shoulder pavement at both sides of the corridor. You can see in turquoise. In orange, you can see the 6-foot sidewalks outside of the corridor, and in gray, the area of the roadway that is going to be milled and resurfaced. This is the aerial picture of the entire corridor, where all the features that I presented are displayed. We have scaled down the project in 3 segments to better identify all these features. This is the south end of the project that goes from Tropic Boulevard to south of Linton Boulevard. You can see the proposed shoulder in turquoise. In orange, you can identify the proposed sidewalk. In gray, the area of the roadway that is going to be milled and resurfaced. And in pink, the bus landing pad that is going to be upgraded. In this intersection at Tropic Boulevard at US 1, we're going to install a video detection system. This is the middle of the project that goes from Linton Boulevard to south of Banya Tree Lane. Here again, we have the same color code. In orange, you can identify the sidewalk. In turquoise, you can see the proposed shoulder. In gray, the area of the roadway that is going to be milled and resurfaced. In green, the bicycle lanes. Here is the north end of the project limits that goes from Banya Tree Lane to the end of the corridor. You can identify here the proposed shoulder at both sides of the corridor in turquoise. In orange, you can see the sidewalk that is going to be at both sides of the roadway. In gray, the area of the corridor that is going to be milled. And in pink, the bus landing pad that is going to be upgraded. At this intersection, Banya Tree Lane at US 1, we're going to have the updated pedestrian signals and the new loop detection system. With this, I'm going to pass to Ben Abidian, who is going to introduce the construction phasing and maintenance of the traffic. Thank you.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Sarah. Good evening, everyone. My name is Ben Abidian. And tonight, I'm going to be the project administrator for this project, and I'm going to work with a contractor to ensure the success of this project. Tonight, I'm going to talk about the construction phasing, which consists of 4 phases. Pre-phase 1, we're going to be constructing the driveways, pedestrian curb ramps, and sidewalks. After that, we're going to construct the temporary bus pads. And after that, we're going to perform the signal improvements and directional bore operations. After pre-phase 1, we're going to move to phase 1. During this phase, we're going to complete the side street and driveway construction. After that, we're going to construct the asphalt shoulders, install the new bus pads, and sidewalks. We're going to complete the improvements for Eve Street, and also complete the drainage modifications. After phase 1, we're going to move to phase 2 of the construction. During this phase, we're going to remove the temporary bus pad, install a new video system for the vehicle detection at Tropic Boulevard, and mill and resurface the outside through lanes and right turn lanes. One lane may be closed in each direction, and it's going to be a nighttime operation. After phase 2, we're going to phase 3 During this phase, we're going to mill and resurface the inside through lanes and left turn lanes. Again, it's still going to be a one lane. Maybe one lane is going to be closed in each direction. It's going to be a nighttime operation as well. During this phase, also, we're going to install the new pavement loops for vehicle detection at Banyan Tree Lane. And finally, during this phase, we're going to install the new permanent pavement marking and signing. With that, it's going to basically wrap up the bulk of the construction. A little bit about the maintenance of the traffic. We're going to talk about the lane closures. One lane may be closed in each direction. It's going to be from Sunday night through Friday afternoon. For concrete curb ramp and sidewalk work, it's going to be from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. on a daily basis. And for paving and all other project activities, it's going to be from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. on a nightly basis. Lane closures are not allowed during the peak hours. Morning peak hours are from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. and evening peak hours are from 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. Public safety is our top priority, and for that, we have warp zone signages that are installed. A little bit more about that. Advanced warning and project signage is placed throughout the construction corridor to alert the traveling public. The speed limit will be enforced for the safety of the motorists, pedestrians, cyclists, and the construction crews that are on site. Throughout the construction phase, we're going to coordinate with the local agencies to ensure the safety standards are met and the impacts are minimum to the public in any way, shape, or possible. The local agencies that are going to be involved are mostly the city of Delray Beach, Palm Beach County, or any other local agencies that are involved within this corridor. Needless to say, business and pedestrian access will be maintained at all times during the course of the construction. With that being said, I'm going to hand it over to Meredith Cruz. She's the community outreach specialist for this project. Meredith.
Thank you, Ben. For more information on this project at any time, please visit our website at d4fdot.com. The main landing page for Palm Beach County has all the FDOT construction projects listed, and then below is a link for this project-specific website. On that page, you will find the scope of work, lane closure information, and progress pictures as we move through the various construction phases. Every Friday, I also send a lane closure press release for all of the projects in Palm Beach County. If you'd like to be included in that blast list, please contact me directly at 561-641-6440 or my email mcruz@corradino.com. Again, feel free to contact me at any time as well throughout the life of the project with any questions or comments. We're now going to move into the question and answer portion. As Scott mentioned earlier, there's an icon in the top right. If you click on that, it will open the chat box, and then you can ask a question at the bottom. Thanks.
Thanks, Meredith. So we have no questions so far. So I guess what I'll do is I'll stay on here for a few minutes and we'll see if any questions pop up. All right, not seeing any questions. So I think at this point, what I'll do, since we're going to be coming back to you at 6 o'clock, I think we'll go ahead and move into our slideshow portion. So if you're on the line, if you want to stay on and take a look at the slides and some questions. Oh, we have one question. We did get a question. Excellent. When will the project start? Ben, you want to take that one?
So the project's going to start on next Monday, June 29th.
Okay. Why don't we tell the public, where does the contractor anticipate to begin work? Because that's always a question.
Okay.
Go ahead and answer that. So where do we expect the contractor to do his first operations?
So the first operation is going to start from basically the tropic, starting from this on a northbound of the US 1, and it's going to be from the Tropic Boulevard and US 1.
Okay.
So it's going to be starting from that operation.
Okay, but generally they're expecting to start on the south end of the project.
Yes,
kind of work
from south to north,
and then back.
and making a loop basically.
Okay.
Yes.
We did get a question here. Will the bike lane be extended northbound from Banyan Tree to Harbourside Drive? Currently, it disappears there. I'll be honest, I do not have that answer. Tracy, do you have any information you might be able to share on that?
Yes, the bike lane will be extended from Banyan Tree Lane to Harbourside Drive, and it connects to it's not an actual bike lane, but it is a paved shoulder.
Okay, all right. So we're actually providing connectivity between Banyan and Harbourside.
Correct.
Can we go to that slide?
Sure.
Kind of show that. Okay, so this is the picture here. So you can see on the bottom part of the graphic, that turquoise lane. So that's basically extended. And then you see the existing lane on the right side of the screen, which is up near Harbourside. And that's the existing shoulder that you were talking about on the right side of that, correct?
Correct.
Okay. All right. Why did you not go to the through Eves Street? All right, I'm going to try to interpret that one. Does that mean I'm going to take a guess at that? And why didn't we pave Eves Street on Eves Street that we just did to the return? Yeah, why don't you answer that, Ben?
I believe that's a local street, and since we are the Department of Transportation is basically doing these improvements on the federal highway, we're only basically doing we're not going to be doing this work on the local street.
Okay.
We're only doing the as we're doing a little bit of extension,
right,
just to making some improvements on
Eves Street was a driveway connection previously, so we had to go down Eves Street to make it a side street connection.
Got it. But we're only doing that which is necessary to make the connection
connect
to
to
US 1
federal highway,
because it's not the department's roadway, it's a local road.
Correct.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, here's a question. Why did you not go to the south side of the Tropic Boulevard intersection? Tracy, maybe if you could take that one.
Sure. The project length was determined based on a need for resurfacing to improve the quality of the pavement. The existing pavement had already been upgraded to the north and to the south of this project. So that is why we did not extend south of Eves Street. Okay. The project, we actually extended a little bit further due to the widening. So we were able to pave all the way to the north edge of Tropic Boulevard.
Got it. All right. And I'll stand by again here for a moment just to see if we get any more questions.
They can continue asking the question after we release.
Oh, that's a good question.
During the break.
Yes, yes.
And
yeah.
we're going to respond after.
Absolutely. Got one more here. With all the new construction in the Duncan Center with Tropic Boulevard upgrades, how can you go 75 feet south? All right. Tracy, why don't you take that one again?
Well, it's kind of a repeat to the answer. Tropic Boulevard was not within the scope or the limits of the project.
Right.
And it was determined based on need from the department. And at this point in the game, due to the schedule of construction and timing, to extend 75 feet is just not feasible at this time.
So our resurfacing for these kind of projects are determined by essentially the need and condition of the pavement. So it's based upon when the corridors were last paved. It's based upon, again, the condition of the pavement. And so You know, these projects are programmed based upon keeping the road surface in good condition, and the intersection just does not warrant resurfacing at this time. All right, here's another question. Can you work with the state RE the odd speed limit signage? It says 45 miles per hour for one block and then goes to 35 miles per hour. Maybe I'll throw that to Tracy. Can you tell me about how the speed limits are determined?
Sure. The existing speed, design speed currently meets both the federal and the state standards. They look at the traffic in these facilities and the DOT determines a need for a speed reduction. It does reduce to 35 miles per hour north of this project, which is outside of our project limits, but our project limits still warrant the 45 miles an hour.
Got it. And where does that speed change? So I see a Tropic Boulevard.
It's north of our
It's
project.
So north of our project.
Correct.
Okay.
Headed up towards Atlantic Avenue.
Got it.
Where
I got it.
there's more congestion.
Understood. So that certainly makes sense that the more open sections of the road may warrant a higher speed. Once we get into congested areas, then we reduce the speed. Okay. All right, I'll stand by here for just a second, see if we get any more questions. Some good questions so far. All right, the issue is not the change in speed, it's the fact that you have two signs within one block. All right, well, Dave, I'm gonna do this at this time. If you could email Meredith Cruz with the specifics on this, what we'll do is we'll try to follow up individually with you if you want to send some contact information, and we can take a little closer look at the specifics there. Can you provide backup supporting details on how the Tropic Boulevard intersection did not warrant redoing? I think we can probably do that. So again, if you, since that's an anonymous comment, if you wanted to provide your contact information to Meredith, email that to her. We can certainly follow up and get you a specific response on why Tropic Boulevard is not included in the project. You're welcome, David. All right. Well, I'll tell you what, without seeing any additional questions, I'll give you about 30 seconds here. If you have anything else, and then we'll probably go ahead and close the presentation here in about 30 seconds. All right. So we'll do. So again, we thank you for joining us for the first portion of our virtual public meeting for the US 1 resurfacing project from south of Eve Street to south of Harbourside Drive in the city of Delray Beach. We're going to start an unguided PowerPoint slideshow now. And that will continue until our next live presentation at 6 p.m. and we'll be back with you. Good evening, and welcome to a virtual public meeting, part 2, for the US 1 resurfacing project from south of Eve Street to south of Harbourside Drive in the city of Delray Beach. My name is Scott Passmore, and I'm the construction hybrid manager for the Palm Beach Operations Center, District 4. So a little bit about our format tonight. We had our presentation previously at 5 o'clock. This will be the second round of presentation, and you'll be able to ask any questions at any time right now. We'll show you how to do that in 1 second. We had our unguided PowerPoint slideshow. Hopefully you enjoyed that. So once we're done with the questions and answers for the second portion of the presentation, then we're going to go ahead and close the meeting. Closed captioning is available if your device is enabled, and this meeting is being recorded and will be accessible afterwards. We'll also have the PowerPoint slideshow on our website for you. So how to do the chat, you want to go up to the upper right of your screen, and what you'll see is an icon for the chat box. Click on that. That will pull down the live Q&A window. At the bottom, you'll see a button to ask a question. That'll pop up a box so that you can type in your questions. And we'll take those as long as we need to at the end of the presentation. You can start asking those questions at any time. So to introduce the team tonight, again, my name is Scott Passmore, and my role on the project is the senior project engineer for this project. With me to my right is Syra Rothschild. Syra is a project manager in the Palm Beach Operations Center, and she is managing this project. And to my left is Ben Abedian. Ben is a project administrator in the Operations Center, and he'll be our day-to-day person on the project with the contractor to deliver the project. We also have with us Hyann Oh. She is the design project manager for FDOT District 4 in our headquarters. She works with Tracy Kaplan. Tracy is our engineer of record for this project with VN Engineers Incorporated, and she's the chief designer for the project. Also with us tonight, Emilio Zamora. He is our project manager for General Asphalt Company. And finally, we have Meredith Cruz with us. She's the community outreach specialist for the Palm Beach Operations Center. She works with the Corradino Group, a private consulting firm. So a little bit about the project. The purpose is to resurface, restore, and rehabilitate the existing roadway pavement. We're also adding elements and features to upgrade the roadway and improve user safety. The project is a half-mile in length. Our contractor is General Asphalt Company Incorporated, and we'll be starting work on Monday, June 29th, 2020, just a few days from now. The project value is $1.239 million. Contract time is 245 calendar days, and that does not include weather and holiday time extensions that are granted over the life of the project. But including weather and holidays, we expect that the completion of the project will occur in the spring of 2021. With that, I'm going to introduce Syra, and she's going to take you through the scope of work and some of the features of the project. Syra?
Thank you, Scott. Good evening, everyone. My name is Syra Rothschild. My role in the project is going to be the project manager, and I'm going to introduce the scope of the work. The project has 3 features: roadway, drainage, and signalization. First, I'm going to explain them, and then I'm going to show what they look like. Roadway is the main core in the project. We're going to have a mill and resurface of the existing pavement to extend the service life of the roadway. We're going to add the new 6-foot wide shoulder pavement and northbound from Barnia Tree Lane to south of Harbourside Drive, southbound from south of Harbourside Drive to Tropic Boulevard, with the intent to connect the existing and newly installed bicycle lanes. And we're going to install green paving marking at bicycle vehicle conflict points only. We're going to add the new 6-foot wide sidewalks in various locations on both sides of the corridor to provide a continuously pedestrian path within the FDOT right-of-way. And we're going to upgrade the bus landing pad and northwest section of US 1 Linton Boulevard at the Plaza of the Ray. Drainage has the minimum impact in the project, where we're going to have a partial manhole reconstruction on the southbound shoulder between Linton Boulevard and Eve Street. We're going to adjust the existing ditch bottom inlet for sidewalk construction on the southbound roadway south of Barnia Tree Lane. The last feature is signalization. We're going to work at 2 intersections at US 1 and Barnia Tree Lane, where we're going to upgrade the pedestrian signals and replace the vehicle detection loops. And at US 1 and Tropic Boulevard, where where we're going to add the video vehicle detection system. The project has two typical sections. This picture represents the segment that goes from Tropic Boulevard to north of Linton Boulevard. You identify here the main characteristics in this segment, that is 6-foot shoulder pavement at the west side in turquoise, and in gray the area of on the roadway that is going to be milled and resurfaced. The second typical section that goes from north of Linton Boulevard to south of Harbourside Drive. In this picture, we have the main characteristic showing the 6-foot shoulder pavement at both sides of the corridor in turquoise. In orange, you can see the 6-foot sidewalk outside of the roadway, and in gray, the roadway that is going to be milled and resurfaced. Here is the aerial picture of the entire corridor, where all the features that I presented are displayed. We have scaled down the project in 3 segments to better identify all those features. This is the south end of the project that goes from Tropic Boulevard to south of Linton Boulevard. You can identify here the proposed shoulder in turquoise, west side of the corridor. In orange, the proposed sidewalk location. In gray, the area of the roadway that is going to mill and resurface. In pink, the bus landing pad that is going to be upgraded. At this intersection, Tropic Boulevard, at US 1, we're going to install the video detection system. This is the middle section of the project that goes from Linton Boulevard to south of Barnea Tree Lane. Here again, we have the same color code where you can identify the proposed shoulder in turquoise. In gray, the area of the roadway that is going to mill and resurface. In orange, the proposed sidewalk location. And in pink, where the bus landing pad is going to be upgraded. Here is the north end of the project that goes from Barnea Tree Lane to the end of the corridor. You can identify here the sidewalk in orange at both sides of the corridor. In turkey, the proposed shoulder that is going to be at both sides too. In pink, where the upgraded bus landing pad, and in gray, where the roadway is going to be milled and resurfaced. I'm going to pass to Ben Abidian, who is going to introduce the construction phasing and maintenance of the traffic. Thank you.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Sarah. Good evening. My name is Ben Abidian, the project administrator for the project. I'm going to work with the contractor to ensure the success of this project. The construction phasing consists of 4 phases. Pre-phase number 1 is reconstructing the driveways, pedestrian curb ramps, and sidewalks. After that, we're going to construct the temporary bus pads, and after that, we're going to perform signal improvements and directional bore operations. After the pre-phase, we're going to move into phase number 1, which we are going to complete side street and driveway construction. And also, we're going to construct asphalt shoulders, install new bus pads, and sidewalks. We're going to complete the improvements on Eve Street, and then also the modifications for the drainage structures. Moving on to phase 2, we're going to remove the temporary bus pads, and then also install the new video system for vehicle detection at the Tropic Boulevard. Then we're going to mill and resurface outside through lanes and right turn lanes. One lane may be closed in each direction, and it's going to be a nighttime operation. After that, we're going to move to phase 3. During this phase, we're going to mill and resurface inside through lanes and left turn lanes. Again, one lane may be closed in each direction, and it's going to be a nighttime operation again. We're going to install new pavement loops for vehicle detection at Banyan Tree Lane, and then ending up the bulk of the construction. For this project, we're going to install permanent pavement markings and signing. For maintenance of traffic, we're going to talk about a little bit about the lane closure. One lane may be closed in each direction. That's going to be Sunday night through Friday afternoon. For concrete curb ramp, and sidewalk work, it's going to be from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. On a daily basis. And for paving and all other project activity work, it's going to be from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. on nightly basis. Lane closures are not allowed during the peak hours. For morning peak hours, it's going to be from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. And for evening peak hours, it's going to be from 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. Public safety is our top priority. And for that, work zone signage is installed throughout the project. Advanced warning and project signage is placed throughout the construction corridor to alert the traveling public. Speed limit will be enforced for the safety of the motorists, pedestrians, cyclists, and the construction crews that are on site. Ongoing coordination with the local agencies will be done throughout the construction phase to ensure the safety standards are met and impacts to the public are minimized in any way, shape, or possible. The coordination will be done mainly with the city of Delray Beach, Palm Beach County, or any other local agencies that are involved within this corridor. Needless to say, business and pedestrian access will be maintained at all times. With that being said, I'm going to pass it over to Meredith Cruz. She's a community outreach specialist for this project.
Thanks, Ben. For more information on this project, please visit the website at d4fdot.com. On the main page for Palm Beach County, we have all the active construction projects for FDOT, as well as this specific project. The link is also located below. Throughout the life of the project, we will also post progress photos as we move through the various construction phases on the project-specific webpage. Every Friday, I send a weekly lane closure press release for these projects in Palm Beach County. If you'd like to be added to that list, please contact me directly at 561-641-6440 or directly to my email at mcruz@coordino.com. I'm also available at any point throughout the life of the project for questions and comments from the public. We're going to move now into the question and answer portion for the remainder of the meeting. As Scott mentioned, there is an icon on the top right to open the chat box, and then a question can be submitted on the bottom. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Meredith. So, looking to see, I don't see any new questions. We had one question from the previous presentation about posting the PowerPoint presentation. So Meredith, that's going to be posted? Okay.
By tomorrow, it should be up on the.
Sounds good. So that'll be on our website, and just go to d4fdot.com, and then you'll click on Palm Beach Operations, and that will take you. And then on Palm Beach Operations page, then you'll have the project-specific website, and it'll be up on that link. So I'm not seeing any new questions. We will give you a minute or two here to formulate them. Ben, I know we covered in the original portion of the first part of the meeting, where does the contractor expect to start work?
Where does he, or when?
Where is he going to start?
So he's going to start from the south, on the southbound of the U.S. On US 1,
okay.
And if that's going to be on Tropic Boulevard and US 1.
Okay,
basically.
so he'll work from south to north. And
south to north, and it's going to basically make it loop.
And then the plan is to work that for each phase as we go through the project.
That is correct.
Okay, all right, so that's good for the public to know. I'll tell you what, why don't we, to kind of get the discussion, let's go to the published questions that we had from the first part, in case we have some new people joining us. We can go ahead and just read the answers on those. The first question that we had from the earlier portion was, when will the project start? And our answer for that is we're going to be starting on Monday, June 29th, 2020. We had a question about the bike lane being extended northbound from Banyan Tree to Harbourside Drive. And Tracy, you want to kind of read that answer that we provided in the earlier portion?
Sure. A paved shoulder is provided, which is existing, and we are providing new 6-foot paved shoulder bicycle lanes north of Banyan Tree up to Harbourside
Okay,
Drive,
and you can see
which will
that.
connect at the north end of the project.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see that on the graphic that we have displayed here on the bottom portion of your screen from Banyan Tree Lane up to Harbourside, where we have that shoulder being constructed. So we also had a question about Eve Street in the prior portion, and why are we not paving on Eve Street? Ben, you want to go ahead and read that?
Yes, well, US 1, State Road 5 is a state roadway. Eve Street is a local roadway.
And so our reason that we're not paving that is that's not our
Jurisdiction
That's
to
correct.
decide,
So,
you know.
okay.
We are going down Eve Street though, because it is an existing driveway connection to Federal Highway. And
So
we are making it a side street connection with a crosswalk and pedestrian features.
So we've got a portion of that then that just blends and harmonizes
harmonizing,
to our new project. Okay. We had a question in the earlier portion about why did we not extend to the south side of the Tropic Boulevard intersection with the resurfacing? Tracy, you want to go through that?
Sure. The project length was determined based on the need for resurfacing to improve the quality of the pavement. The existing pavement has been resurfaced north and south of this project, as well as along Linton, east and west of the project.
Let's see. We did have a question that we're going to follow up, which is regarding the speed limit sign in the corridor, that we have changes in speed limit from 45 mile per hour down to 35. Tracy, you want to talk a little bit
Sure.
about that?
The existing speed limit and the speed limit for the proposed upgrades is to keep it at 45 miles per hour. North of this project, the speed limit does change down to 35 miles per hour. There was a question with the signing being too close, so we are going to look into that and coordinate to ensure that there's an adequate room for the 2 signs and the reduced speed.
Okay. And then we had a question about the supporting details about why the Tropic Boulevard intersection wasn't included. So we're going to go ahead and follow up with that commenter directly. If you're interested in that information, then you can also contact Meredith at her email address, and we'll be happy to provide that information. So I'll hold on here for just a minute or two to see if we get any new questions, anybody joining us. If you want to see any of the graphics up close and for us to show those, you can go ahead and comment in the chat and we can pull those up for you while we're waiting for any final questions. I have one that I'm going to throw out. We have the green marking shown on the project. Tracy, can you talk a little bit about why we add the green pavement markings and what the purpose of that is?
Sure. The green pavement markings in the bicycle lanes are intended to enhance the visibility of the bicycle lanes for motorists crossing them. This project provides green bicycle lanes at driveways, at right turn lanes, as well as at keyhole locations. These are locations where the bike lane is located in between a turn lane and a through lane.
Great. So that's a safety enhancement then that we're adding to our new project.
Correct.
Correct. Great. All right. Well, we're not seeing any new questions, so I think we're going to go ahead and we'll go ahead and we're going to run the photo slideshow until about 6:30 p.m. If you have any questions in the interim that you want us to answer in the chat box, we'll be happy to do that. But at this point, we're going to close our public meeting for the US 1 resurfacing project from south of Eve Street to south of Harbourside Drive. We thank you all for attending, and we wish you a good evening.